If you want the benefits of added protection, versatility, and style afforded by a hard tonneau cover without getting too spendy, this one is going to be for you. This hard tri-fold tonneau cover features solid build quality and materials, and it's a great way to add some protection and practicality to your 2015 and newer F-150 for a really reasonable price. Adding a tonneau cover addresses one of the biggest shortcomings of having a pickup truck, and that's the lack of covered storage space. Having something to cover up the bed adds another area that's covered storage that's weather and water resistant, so you can keep valuables, tools, whatever back there without worry. This one in particular is a 3-panel hard folding tonneau cover, and that setup provides you some of the best protection you can get. Since the panels are all hard, hence the name, they provide plenty of protection from errant debris or would-be thieves. And this is going to lock with your tailgate as well, so as long as it's closed and the truck is locked, you're going to have a nice locked storage space. It's also pretty easy to operate thanks to its lightweight construction, and it comes with clips and straps up here should you need to run the truck with this opened. Now, being that this is a hard folding cover, it is going to cover at least some of your bed space in its 3/4 open position, or if you flip it up, it is going to obscure your view out of the back window. However, it's also pretty easy to remove this should you need both the space and the visibility. And that leads me to one of the other cool features about this tonneau in particular, and that is the fact that it still secures pretty snugly, but it doesn't require the mounting of rails to your bed. So it makes installation pretty much a cinch. We're going to touch more on that in a moment though, but what you need to know is that this is the main part of it, and this is really all you need to get it on. It's got all the clamps and everything already included in the kit, and it's basically just tighten it up and you're good to go. No rails to contend with, which is something that we don't see all that often. The panels are all made from an automotive grade polymer, so they're lightweight and strong. These are finished with black, and they've got this kind of faux texture on them as well, so it looks a little bit like leather. They're finished in black for added good looks as well, and again, they can withstand pretty much whatever you can throw at them. The frame is constructed from aluminum, and it's finished off with a nice textured black powder coat as well. It also comes with large weather stripping, as you can see, pretty much all the way around to help keep dirt and moisture from getting into your bed space. And again, you get all the hardware you need included in the box. Pricing comes in between $675 and $725 depending on the size of your bed. Larger beds will, as you might expect, be a bit more expensive. But that price range puts it decidedly on the more affordable side of the spectrum when it comes to hard tonneaus for these trucks. So if you want solid protection and good looks for a really reasonable price, this is going to be an excellent choice for your build. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should only take you about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer to complete. Like we talked about a few moments ago, this is a totally bolt and clamp on operation. There's no drilling or modification involved, and it's something you can easily accomplish at home, especially because there are no rails. That's going to make that whole installation process go even faster. It also makes this super easy to take this fully off if you need the full open bed. Enough of me talking about it though, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through that install process step by step.
Tools required for this install include a Phillips head screwdriver. So the first thing you're going to want to do is lift your tonneau cover up onto the bed. Now the orientation we want is these 2 screw holes on the folded over panel to be pointed towards the front of the car. We need to install our strap and our buckle onto our tonneau cover. So now we've got 2 sets of holes here. This bottom one is going to be for our buckle. So we have our 2 Phillips head screws that will get lined up, and then use a Phillips head screwdriver and tighten them down. I'm going to go back and forth with this so it tightens down evenly. And then up top we're going to have our buckle that'll click in. Same thing, line those 2 screws up and start threading those in. And now do that same thing on the other side. Now before we pull our tonneau cover back into position, we're going to have to install our weather seal across the bulkhead here. Now we still have one on here from previous install, so I'm not going to be installing this piece. You're just going to peel back the double-sided tape backing, start right up against the plastic bed cap, work your way over to the other side. You might need a pair of scissors on the other side to trim it down to length. So since we're not installing this, I'm going to move on to sliding the tonneau cover back up against the bulkhead, and then we can go tighten down our clamps.
So now we're going to hop underneath our tonneau cover and install our first clamp. This is going to fold down. You have this hook that's going to go underneath the metal on the side of the bed, and then we're going to twist this knob to tighten it down. So just raise that clamp up into place. Get your knobs threaded up there. Tighten this down and do the same thing on the other side.
Now, the last thing we need to do is get our front clamp set up. So we're gonna pull this out of its spot. Now you're gonna undo this handle to bring it down. You're gonna hook it under the bed and then pull the handle down to tighten it up. Now it's not quite reaching, so we're gonna have to turn this whole thing to the left to lower it down. And this is just gonna be a process of guess and check. Hook it in. And then once that's nice and tight, do the same thing on the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the hard trifold tonneau cover in black for your 2015 and newer F-150. Thank you for watching, and for all things F-150, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.